WNDS Sports and Tri-State Megabucks present Candlepin Skins. It's bowling with a whole new twist as New England's best bowlers battle for cash prizes in every box. Candlepin Skins is produced in conjunction with the New Hampshire Candlepin Bowling Association. And now your hosts, Doug Brown and Dan Murphy.
Hi once again, everybody, and welcome to the Londonderry Bowling Center here in Londonderry, New Hampshire. Doug Brown and Dan Murphy for Candlepin Skins. Last week, in case you missed it, after a run of 5 weeks, Tim Lipke has finally left us, but he took more than $800 home with him. Bob Bettencourt from Peabody, Mass. made his first appearance on the Winds of New England last week and made it a winning one.
Yeah, we had a little bit of everything last week. Had a skin of $140. We tied for the last skin of the last box of the second game. We had everything last week.
Well, Bob Bettencourt came up with the total pinfall win last week, so he returns today, along with Tom Morgan, our second-place finisher from a week ago, and they will be joined by Jim Flynn from Beverly, Mass. and Bob Meier from Hudson, New Hampshire. Bob will be making his first appearance with us here on the Winds of New England. And in case you're making your first appearance, joining us here on the program, here are the rules for Candlepin Skins. A little bit different than what we normally do here on Stars and Strikes on Sunday afternoons as we go individual competition, 4 bowlers, 1 box at a time. Now, the high score in each box wins the dollar value assigned to that box. Of course, if 2 or more bowlers tie with the high score in each box, then the dollar value carries over and adds up. That's how the money gets bigger and bigger as the game goes on. The top 2 bowlers in total pinfall return the following week. Now, here are the dollar values assigned to each box. We roll 2 games here on Candlepin Skins. The first 3 boxes in each game are worth $10. The next 3 boxes are worth $15 each. Boxes 7, 8, and 9 are worth $25 each. And the 10th box in each game is the big one, worth $50. Now, of course, we have the Skins prize money on the line and also the total pinfall on the line. So 2 games in one, a little bit different for those who haven't seen it before.
That's right, and that total pinfall last week was extremely close. Last few boxes decided who would come back.
Yeah, really, it often comes down to the last few boxes before we know who's going to be returning from week to week. So there's always something to look at here on Candlepin Skins. We'll be back to get this match started from Londonderry right after these messages. You're looking at Bob Meier making his first appearance here on the Winds of New England. Worked like a charm for Bob Bettencourt last week. So
Certainly did. Bowled extremely well.
See if it happens for Bob Meier as well. Jim Flynn. Jim was with us last about a year ago during our old doubles format. Jim for the spare. He's got it. And a 9 for Bob Meier. First box worth $10. Again, if you weren't with us last week, Tim Lipke had his streak of consecutive appearances end at 5. The record, in case you're wondering, is 9 earlier this year by Rich Lottie. Bob Bettencourt, who was all over the headpin consistently last week, just kept plugging away. Wound up with the top score of the day. Tom Morgan finished second last week by just 5 pins. And they both have shots at spares here. Bob Bettencourt gets his. That creates the carryover. And Tom Morgan gets his. So 3 spares in the first frame. And that's how it works here on Candlepin Skins. The spares create the carryover. The fills are immaterial in terms of the cash, in terms of the winning the skin. So the spares create the carryover, and now the second box is worth $20. Jim Flynn on his spare carries 7. Bob Meier looking for his first mark.
Come on, boy, run this thing down, man. Run down the line, Bob.
And another spare for Jim Flynn. Bob Meier for his? No.
Says bye, Bobby.
And the 8 box for Bob.
His Bob 17, and you see Jim Flynn 27 plus the ball on this spare. And here's the replay of the 5, 9, and 10.
Come on, guys, run it.
2 in a row for Jim Flynn.
Here's Tom Morgan now working on his spare. Right on the head pin with the big strike, and that may be good enough to win the skin, unless Bob Bettencourt can throw one.
Oh! Couldn't throw a much better ball than that and not get a strike. Everything but that 5 pin. It's a big 9 fill on the spare, and he'll make it 2 in a row. Spares, that is.
But the skin for $20 goes to Tom Morgan on this ball.
Kicks out the 6, and then finally the 10.
Talked about this last week, Dan. That ball again seemed a little full on the head pin, but it carried for the strike. Bob Meier in the Brooklyn pocket, looking for his first mark.
I got a
9-10.
Got a break with a 5 pin going down.
Oh, look out!
Look at this.
Nope.
But I'm not so sure Bob got a break when the 6 pin went down. Let's see.
No. Both rocking, neither one falling down. Jim Flynn takes his 3rd consecutive mark. And Bob Meier opened with a 9.
So again, Jim Flynn takes the early lead in the skin with the spare, but 2 tough opponents here to follow him.
Last week, Bob Bettencourt threw 9 spares and no strikes, and there is his first strike. We talked last week about it was only a matter of time. He never did throw one, but he had a big one right there. Tom Morgan on a strike. Works it out for a fill of 7. Of course, the strike for Bob Bettencourt wins the $10 skin in the 3rd. And Tom gets the $10. So Bob Bettencourt takes the $10 skin.
Let's take a look at that strike. In the 1-3 pocket, never a doubt about that one.
That looked like a more conventional pocket hit. Jim Flynn has 3 spares in a row, and he'll have a chance at another. Bob Meier looking for his first.
This way. Get on it, baby.
The wood should cover it, and it does. Deflecting the ball over, so that's 4 marks in a row for Jim Flynn.
Jump.
And Bob Meier, no luck.
No luck, Bobby.
$10 for Bob, but he's going to be a little concerned here. Marks all over the scoreboard, and he's yet to get one. Tom Morgan. Tough split. Bob Bettencourt working on a strike, and he will have a split also. Oh, how about it? How about it for Tom Morgan with a spare? That creates the carryover. 7 on the strike for Bob Bettencourt. And that spectacular spare took money out of the pocket of Jim Flynn. 9 for Bob Bettencourt. So that's a carryover because of this shot.
A little heavy there, but he got a nice kick off the 7 pin and over and takes out the 6. The 6 pin.
That makes this 5th box worth $30, and Bob Meier shoots first.
A little far left for Bob. Where Jim Flynn's open with 4 spares in a row, but no skin.
Hi, Jimmy. What's the shot? Hi, Jim. Everything goes.
But if he's going to make it 5 in a row, he's going to have a terrific shot.
Dan, I believe a pin was missing on Jim Flynn's rack. Not sure. We may have to check the tape on that.
Nice try, Jimmy.
But we're going to a break here in a minute. So we'll check that out. Bob Meier with a 10 box. For now, at least, give Jim Flynn a 9. I looked up at the last second and I thought I saw a pin missing, but I could be wrong. Bob Bettencourt, look out. Tom Morgan on a spare. No marks up there yet in this box. Bob has one.
A terrific shot to take it away here. It's a 5-6-10. Very difficult spare.
That's a $30 skin for Bob Bettencourt. A 10 box for Tom Morgan, and that takes us to a break here on Candlepin Skins. We'll be back at the Londonderry Bowling Center in a minute. Well, it's nice to know the eyesight isn't completely gone yet. There was a 9-pin missing on the rack for Jim Flynn in that 5th box. So during the break, off camera, we had Jim re-bowl the box. And he wound up with that should be a 6-fill now in the 4th box on the spare. As he re-bowled the box, wound up with a 6-fill, and then made a terrific shot, actually, to convert it for another spare. So what that does is not only give Jim Flynn 5 marks in a row, but it also took the skin away from Bob Bettencourt. So we have settled all that and separated the bowlers from each other, and now we're set to resume here on Candlepin Skins. But again, to explain the rule on that, it's quite simple. If a pin is detected missing at any time before the box is over, obviously you have to re-bowl it. So
yeah, where you looked up at the last minute, weren't sure. We decided we'd carry on and check it at the break, and no harm, no foul. Of course, Bob Bettencourt might have something to say about that.
He would say otherwise. So that makes this carryover in the 6th box now worth $45, and Jim Flynn has his 6th mark in a row.
How many skins has he won, though?
None. Of course, Bob Bettencourt has 4 marks already, too, so they are both bowling very well. Bob Meier continues to struggle a bit. He just hasn't found the range on throwing a mark yet. You see Jim Flynn off to a terrific start. Bob Bettencourt now will be working on a mark, and Tom Morgan looking for one. Tom will roll first. A little full. Bob Bettencourt on his spare takes 7. For Tom Morgan, the 2, 4, and 6. No.
This to have the skin, or it's Jim Flynn's. Oh!
Well, what bitter irony there. The money that Bob thought he had now goes to Jim Flynn on the carryover. And it's a 9 for Bob. 9 for both. Take it back, an 8 for Tom. But the skin for $45 goes to Jim Flynn, his first of the day.
Next.
Bob Meier will have the diamond with some help to shoot out. Jim Flynn off the head pin this time, and he's going to have trouble getting his 7th mark in a row. This won't be an easy shot. Bob Meier for his first. He's got it. Thunderous applause. And now, Jim Flynn. And the streak finally ends at 6 in a row. And he'll take a 10. Here's Bob Meier's first mark. He might have made that even without the wood.
I think so.
Bob Bettencourt.
He is just pounding that ball on the head pin.
Oh, look out. This may take out the 8 pin. Let's see. No.
It doesn't leave him with very good spare leave either. I think he might have to go to that wood to the right and try to snap that out of the channel. Don't see much on the other piece.
This is a $25 skin here in the 7th, and it may be going to Bob Meier unless one of these guys can convert. Nope. And yes! Oh, great shot. Tom Morgan takes it away from Bob Meier. And let's have a look. Played it on the inside perfectly. So that makes the 8th box worth $50. Jim Flynn. Ooh. Right through the heart there. Bob Meier on the spare, and he goes right through the heart also.
Spread eagle.
All right, Jimmy, grab the sticks. All right, Bobby, good out. Bobby, 9 and 10 here.
Just 7 for Jim Flynn. And look out, 5 for Bob Meier. $50 skin available here. Tom Morgan will be working on a spare.
Come on, guys.
Off target, just 5. Bob Bettencourt again. Wow.
Well, the skin is wide open. 7 boxes posted. No. Uh-oh.
Of course, the 10 box might have been good enough anyway with the lead that Tom Morgan has left. He winds up with 9. But Bob Bettencourt got the spare with a little bit of help from the friendly wood here. Let's look. Missed it completely, but got the kick off the sidewall. $50 skin for Bob Bettencourt. I guess that's a little poetic justice after he had one taken away earlier, right?
Bob Meier got the pins rocking and rolling down there, but they're not falling.
Right here, Bob, show us a shot.
3, 5, 9, and 10. Looks pretty good. Oh, everything but the 10.
Good luck, Bobby. Grab the stick.
Jim Flynn for the 3-6 for a spare.
Oh, yeah. Very delicately done. Bob Meier takes the 10. Well, Jim Flynn is in the lead and in command right now, but it's still early. Got a great string working though. Bob Bettencourt on a spare. Look at this mix. 9 drop. Oh my.
5-pin again for Bob Bettencourt. Ooh.
No. This time no wood over there to help him. If he had played it to the other side, he might have gotten some help though.
That gives the skin to Jim Flynn.
It does. 10 boxes for both Bob and Tom. So the $25 skin to Jim Flynn, and we move to the 10th box, which is worth $50. Jim Flynn in the pinfall lead as well, working on a spare. He'll carry 6. Bob Meier would love to put a spare up in the, or a mark up in the 10th, and he will have a shot at one. Jim Flynn. Wow. Thought he would have one there.
Gotta hurry.
For Bob, no. Jim Flynn with a 147 opening game. Bob Meier has to take a 94. Here's what happened on Jim's second shot. That would seem to be in good places, but
did a lot of dancing back and forth, but never touched the 7 or the 10. Well, Bob Bettencourt would need a mark to catch Jim Flynn. Tom Morgan wants a mark just to get a little closer. Well, it's not going to be an easy one for either one of them, but remember, there's only a pair of 9s up for this skin.
oh, great shot. Tom Morgan with another dandy shot. Maybe good enough to win the skin.
Oh,
yes, it is.
my.
Just barely. Oh. Bob tried to take it away from him. So give that $50 skin to Tom Morgan. 10 box for Bob Bettencourt, 140. He'll be in second place after 2 games. Tom Morgan still has to fill his mark here. And he fills it with 8.
9.5.
9 it is. 135 for Tom Morgan. He takes the last skin. And he's only 12 pins out of the lead. Pretty tight, top 3 spots right now. Jim Flynn with a 147 in control right now. We're back with game 2 in a minute. Pretty even distribution of the skins cash in that first game. Bob Meier yet to get on the board, but Jim Flynn and Tom Morgan with $70 apiece. And we are ready to go with game 2. And Bob Meier with some ground to make up here is...
Yeah, he's trailing by quite a bit. He's just got to concentrate on the skins and let the score take care of itself. And put some marks up. You never know what's going to happen. 4 horsemen left.
Well, also, he happened to be in a situation where all 3 of the other guys were hot, really.
That's right.
Especially at the beginning. So the scores piled up early on him.
Oh, boy. Plus the fact he's not having a lot of luck either.
Right.
Everything but the 7-pin that time for Bob.
And the 10.
Oh, Bob, your bad luck's continuing. Wonderful bad luck at all.
Words of encouragement from Tom Morgan.
Oh, you do, man. You're out your way, you don't get nothing.
Here's Jim Flynn.
I'll probably go to my league tonight.
And it's a half Worcester left. Well, Jim started this match with 6 consecutive spares with the help of a re-rack. But
that was the good news. The bad news is he couldn't put much distance between Bob Bettencourt and Tom Morgan. So he's a long ways from coming back. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Just 5.
Tough one, Jimmy.
Well, an opportunity here right away for Bob Bettencourt, not only to grab a skin, but to overtake Jim Flynn for the overall lead. And he's off target with the half Worcester. This is a $10 skin here in the first box. Playing it inside and just missing. Oh.
Nice shot, Bobby.
Both ends of that wood just clipped, or almost clipped, the 4-pin. There's the 10, so that sets up the potential carryover. If Tom Morgan can mark, he'll steal the skin here. Boy, I thought Tom might have turned that one over a little bit too much, but he just caught the Brooklyn pocket, and he's got a spare leave.
That being the 3 and the 6 pins.
No. Chops it out, so we'll have a carryover. Another 10 box.
Just looking at last week's scores, first game, all 4 bowlers really jump out. Now, don't forget we're in the speed mode that first game. They only have to wait 2 boxes to get up. Now they got to wait 3 before they get up. Sometimes that takes its toll. You get into a good rhythm and you get up there a little quicker, you're able to keep it for longer periods of time. This time it's a real test because you have to wait those 3 boxes.
Come on, Mike, wrap it out.
This is a $20 skin now here in the second with the carryover. Bob Meier continues to struggle. He bails out with a 7. Bob's trying to keep a smile on and keep plugging away. Still got 8 boxes to go.
Well, with Tom Morgan and Bob Bettencourt down there, you can't help but keep a smile on your face. They'll keep you loose. And Jim, let's see. Trying to do a little more damage. It's a 7-pin drop, but he leaves a 7, 9, and 10. And let's see where the wood settles down. May have a chance here of. Well, you always got a chance.
Well, he knocked down 7 pins and 5 of them are still around.
I know.
2 in the channel, 3 on the plate.
Well,
Not quite.
he'll be open in the second. In fact, everybody's open right now. We're still looking for a first mark the second game. So we got a pin because you never know. Those 10 boxes could win skins right now.
Tough shot, Jimmy. I like the down there too.
Quick reminder as Bob Bettencourt gets ready to throw that coming up on Saturday, April the 29th at 12 noon, we'll have a special rebroadcast of our Christmas Day Stars and Strikes show between Glenn Shattuck and Paul Berger. Not quite for Bob. And then, starting the following Saturday, May the 6th, we will present a special 4-week series of the New Hampshire State Candlepin All Events Championship. The ladies for 2 weeks and the men's for 2 weeks. Again, that starts on Saturday, May the 6th at 12 noon. Well, again, Tom Morgan with a chance to grab a skin with a mark. And he misses the head pin.
There you go, that helps a little bit.
You go, T.
And for the second box in a row, the carryover is already taken care of with 10 boxes, so he doesn't have to worry about that. But he does have to worry about this shot.
The 4 horsemen right, plus the 7 and the 9 pins.
Nope.
Oh, hang on.
Wait.
Oh, my. No.
You wouldn't have taken that, I know that.
And it's still there for the 9 box.
Again, 8 pins separate Tom Morgan with the top bowler, Jim Flynn, and Jim leads Bob Bettencourt by 2. So those 3 bowlers right there. There you see the total pinfalls at the bottom. Extremely close.
Another carryover, too. This third box now worth $30. Bob Meier in the pocket. Bob from Hudson, New Hampshire, making his first appearance with us. He and his wife Nancy have 2 children, Susan and Heidi. Bob works in sales for Carpet Creations and does a lot of his bowling right here in Londonderry. And there's a spare in the third. His second mark. Well, hey, Bob's the only guy with a mark in this game right now.
So far. He's got to sweat through 3 pretty good Candlepin bowlers, though.
Jim Flynn.
Oh,
Look out!
Quick. Oh, hum.
Kick that 8 pin into the pit. Watch the 8 pin.
Come on, B.
Well, we only have a chance for a carryover now. Otherwise, it's going to be Jim Flynn's. There's 1 down.
Bobby.
But I think Bob Bettencourt's thinking of total pinfall. That's just still the name of the game, to come back and be one of the top 2 bowlers.
And of course that strike for Jim Flynn will help extend his lead if neither Bob or Tom can get a mark here. Bob goes open with the 8 box. And now Tom Morgan.
Come on, T.
He can steal the skin from Jim Flynn with a strike. No. So Jim Flynn takes that $30 skin.
T, run it down, buddy, run it down.
And Tom Morgan takes the spare.
Load it up, bud, load it up.
Where's that first ball, lamb flag, military bowl. Come on, Bobby, load it up.
Bob Meier on a spare now.
10 of them.
Oh, look out! Strike on spare.
There we go. There we go. Now he's having fun. Nice ball. Nice ball.
Well, let's see if Jim Flynn can take it away from Bob. He's working on a strike, and boy, he'd love to throw a double.
A little short. Came up short. Leaves the 4 horsemen left. Just saw it made a moment ago by Tom Morgan. And it's made again.
Nice, Jim.
Jim Flynn converts it for a spare. And we'll take a look.
Very nicely done. A little pressure on Bob Bettencourt now. He's got to put some marks up.
Oh, big
There's
strike,
one.
and he
Would
takes
you
the
believe
skin away. Well, Bob Meier almost had his first skin, but not to be. This is a $15 skin, by the way, or it was. Now it's a carryover automatically with the 2 strikes already up there. They haven't invented something better than a strike yet, so.
Next.
That's a 7 fill on a mark for Tom Morgan.
7 fill and the dreaded 5, 6, 10.
How would you play this one with that wood angle that way?
You know, I'm almost tempted to cut the 5 pin over. I never see this made. You could try to. No.
Well, that went into the channel,
That's
so
right. That's not
that
good.
pin will not count.
Might try to go left-hand tip of that wood and snap it off the wall, but it's going to be 8.
So it's a carryover, making this 5th box worth $30 now.
Who knows, if Bob would throw a double here, all of a sudden, be right back in this match.
That one's going to be short to the left. Working on a strike here.
Work the ball right here.
For the spare, playing inside, and he just got the head pin. So that's just 4 on the strike. And he'll work it out for, look out, he works it out for a 10. He almost pushed the button a little too soon.
Come on, Jimmy, keep throwing a nice ball.
But this went for a 10 box.
Goes the 9 pin, then the 7, and the 7 says, let me take the 10.
And you can see the light was not on before the 10 box went over, so.
There you go, Jimmy.
Good break by Jim. Off the head pin, leaves the 1 and the 9. Big 8 drop on the spare.
No.
Good try, Jimmy.
Remember, this is a $30 carryover skin here in the 5th. Jim Flynn puts a 10 up also, so 2 10s there now. Bobby Bettencourt working on a strike.
He really needs to keep marking. Try to get back at Jim Flynn. It's 1 pin ahead of Tom Morgan, but he'll increase that, or I should say he'll erase that. Double strike. Look out.
Well, we talked about him being due for strikes last week. He's got 3 of them now today, and this is a double.
Well, he pushes him ahead of Tom Morgan, but he's going to be breathing down the neck of Jim Flynn.
He also takes the skin for $30. As Tom Morgan can't match the strike. Oh, great shot,
Nice
Tom.
bit.
A 10 box, and a fine 10 it was for Tom Morgan after leaving 7 with his first ball. So we come to the halfway point, and an interesting race we've got here. Jim Flynn in the lead, Bob Bettencourt right behind, and working on a double strike when we come back on Candlepin Skins. Here's Bob Meier. Making his first appearance with us on the Winds. A tough first game, but he's bounced back some in this second game.
This way.
And he'll have a spare leave again.
Rocking 7 pin almost looked like he's going to tip forward into the 4 and then possibly the 2, but 2, 4, 7 for the spare. No, it's leaving it to the left.
And the 9 box. So Jim Flynn steps up now. He is in the overall lead, as you see, but he's got Bobby Bettencourt breathing down his back with a double strike working. Jim Flynn from Beverly, Mass. Jim works at Thomas Ford Sales. And the spare for Jim. So we have the North Shore of Massachusetts just all covered in this show. Revere, Peabody, and Beverly all represented. All represented.
There's a big ball in the match for Bob Bettencourt. It's right here, working on a double strike. Ooh, was
Just
on the
four.
head pin.
Well, here is a lead you don't see very often. He knocked out the 1, 2, 5, and 9. Gets the 10 box. He will still trail Jim Flynn, though, as you see, by 1, plus Jim has the mark to fill. Jim also leads for this skin. It's a $15 skin here in the 6th, unless Tom Morgan can do something about it. And, well, I'd say this is a spare lead.
I would say so. One in the 3, a piece of wood next to both of those pins. Oh, no!
Oh, no! Well, that'll make you think a little bit.
Yeah.
That was what he meant to do. It's a 10 box, and that gives the skin to Jim Flynn. Well, we marked that one up a little prematurely, I guess.
Come on, Bob.
We move to the 7th. A $25 skin. Bob Meier looking for his first skin. The 1, 2, and 10, no.
All right, grab a stick.
As Tom Morgan is going to be thinking about that shot too, because he is in 3rd place right now, and that mark could have helped him a lot.
Well, Jim Flynn working on a spare. He still can't let up. And he's not.
Big 9, Phil.
Leaves the 6 pin, trying to make it 2 in a row, and put some distance between himself, Bob Bettencourt, and Tom Morgan. Oh,
No.
He slides by the 6. Well,
And it'll still be there.
pair of 9s up for the skin.
All of a sudden, it's gotten a little quiet down there as we get down to the final few. Bettencourt big in the pocket. That'll be another strike. Wow.
Double strike back in the 4th, 5th, and then he was all over the head pin, but a little full, and he comes right back with a strike in the 7th.
Just like that. Tom Morgan now trying to answer. He'll have the 1, 3, and 9 with no wood.
It's right there for you.
The skin goes to Bob Bettencourt with the strike, $25. And Tom just missed the 9 pin. The ball slid just to the left of the 9 pin. 9 box. So,
Fun of what?
Tom Morgan, are we having fun or what?
I'll take the over.
Well, very, very tight. Jim Flynn and Bob Bettencourt. It's going to take a big charge for Bob Meier to be back in it. And it's going to take some kind of a charge for Tom Morgan to get back into 2nd place.
3, 7, 9, 10, and no really playable wood. 2 pieces of wood in each channel, but this is a real tough shot.
This 8th box worth $25. Bob will take an 8. Jim Flynn has 10 marks in 17 boxes. Started the match with 6 in a row, all spares. Love to put one up here. Won't be easy.
And Tom Morgan's hoping he doesn't. Tom would need to just about mark out to bring up, close that 30-pin gap between him and Jim Flynn.
Nice bed, Jimmy.
I'm done, Jim.
It's a 9.
Keep winning, Bobby. Looking good.
Bob Bettencourt has thrown 8 marks today, and 4 of them are strikes. He's working on one right now. No, he didn't like that one. You might have heard his
Come on, Bobby.
little yelp there right after he let it go.
Yikes. Yikes, that ball's to the left. Just 6 on the spare.
Come on, Bobby. Clean it up.
So 6 on Bob's strike and 8 in the box.
I think I said spare. That was a strike, obviously.
We knew what you meant.
I still gave him the 2 balls on it, though.
Well, a 9 is good right now for Jim Flynn. Tom Morgan up and trying to work on a big opportunity here as he's got 3 open boxes ahead of him. Love to put a mark up. Missed the head pin, missed it again.
Boy, now what do? Do you go for the 2 in the corner for the carryover, or do you go for the head pin and try to win the skin?
I think Tom's thought about it as he looked over to the scoreboard.
Jim Flynn just said take the 9 if anything. He's going to go for the 10.
Yep. Thanks, Tate. It's an 8 box, and you heard Jim Flynn say thank you. That 9 box is worth $25.
Come on, Bobby.
Jim Flynn with the skins money lead now at $140. $25 ninth box.
Come on, Bobby.
Bob Meier is just about run out of time. And even for Tom Morgan at this point, it's going to take,
Hit it!
it's going to take a couple of strikes at least.
That's right.
$10 for Bob. Jim Flynn has been running at or near the lead most of the day. Turn that one over, but look at the break. That falls forward. He's got a strike.
Take advantage of that, Jimmy.
It's the 1-5. I don't know as I've ever seen this left before for a spare.
Oh no, he's going to get it too. He missed it. Missed it to the right. The wood snapped in between and still got it.
Well, he's having a good day. Having a good day. That is 11 marks for Jim Flynn. Bob Bettencourt now.
Not bad, Bobby. Show me one.
Well, spare is leading by Jim Flynn for the skin. Got a funny feeling Bob's going to make this. No, if he does, he's going to steal it because he missed the head pin. Chance for Tom Morgan to throw the strike to win the skin outright, or the spare to carry over.
Well, the big thing is Bob didn't put a mark up, so Tom can at least make up some ground, but he really needs to throw strikes.
He'd like to strike for the skin, and that also helps his total pinfall as well.
Oh, my.
Good enough.
What a ball he threw
Go, Tate.
to have that happen.
Get a big money box. Come on.
5-7. Got an angle on the wood. Let's see. Yes! That spare halves the skin in the ninth, so the last skin of the day will now be worth $75. But spares probably won't be enough for Tom to catch up. Bob Meier for his last box now. Bob has not won a skin today. It would be appropriate if he were to take the last one. He's got a 5-pin for a spare. No. Well, it's been that kind of a day for Bob Meier. He won't leave empty-handed, though. $50 just for qualifying here on the program. 10 bucks. 107, 201 for Bob Meier. Now, Jim Flynn. Here's what he's done money-wise today. A good day for Jim. Working on a spare takes 5.
3, 6, 10, and a 9 in one corner, and also the 7-pin.
going to be up around 270 for 2, even if he doesn't make this.
Nice bid, Jimmy.
It's an 8-box, 123, and 270 it is, exactly.
Nice. Ball, Jimmy. Nice ball. Good job.
Still mathematically possible that Jim could get closed out, but Tom Morgan would have to throw a bunch of strikes. Look out, look at this. Look at this. Fell the wrong way. Thought Bob was going to steal a strike there. For the spare? You know what? That's Bob Bettencourt's only spare in this second game.
That's right.
In fact, he had gone 11 boxes without a spare.
And it takes the lead for the skin in the last frame. Of course, Tom Morgan might have something to say about that.
8 fill, 131, and a 271. Bob Bettencourt tops Jim Flynn by a pin. Well, it is still possible for Tom Morgan. He can throw a 276 if he were to strike out. If he were to throw a triple strike here. I take it back. 266. Beg your pardon. So it's not possible. So it's already Bob Bettencourt and Jim Flynn. Academic now anyway. 6 fill on the spare for Tom, and now an opportunity to have the skin.
No.
He does not. Give it to Bob Bettencourt. $75, the last skin of the day. Bob Bettencourt and Jim Flynn will advance as they finish just 1 pin apart. For Tom Morgan, a frustrating second game going back to that spare he missed in the 5th. 242 for Tom. There are the scores. We'll be back with the final results and the Skins prize money winnings in a minute. Back we are at the Londonderry Bowling Center, and here's the damage today here on Candlepin Skins. First of all, the total pinfall. Bobby Bettencourt wins again, second week in a row, as he takes it by 1 this time over Jim Flynn, 271 to 270. Tom Morgan finishing third, Bob Meier fourth in his first appearance with us. Here's the Skins prize money winning today. Hey, what do you know? Bobby Bettencourt on the top again with $190. Jim Flynn, a pretty good day as well, $140, and on down the list it goes. And we have Bob Bettencourt here, first time with us last week. Now this week, 2 wins in a row. You must be feeling pretty comfortable.
Yeah, it's been good. I felt better that string. The first one, Danny Murphy had to explain to me the rules. So I wasn't too sure, but it helped out a little bit. But it's been great competition, great guys to bowl with.
Enjoying this format?
Absolutely. It's a lot of fun. Everyone's together, and it's a lot of fun.
Really is something different. Well, you got next week coming back. It'll be you coming back. Jim Flynn will be here, and you'll be joined by Joe Ashline and Chris Sargent. That's a pretty tough field, too.
Some good bowlers. It should be a lot of fun.
All right, thanks, Bob. Congratulations. Second win in a row.
Thank you.
Good job. Bob Bettencourt with 2 in a row. And we talk a lot about guys coming on here for the first time. We saw Bob Meier today make his first appearance. He struggled. Bob Bettencourt has come right in here and taken over these 2 weeks.
Yeah, almost like the first week was like practice for him. Today was really attacking it, and we said last week he should get some strikes. This week they started falling for him.
Well, next week we'll have, again, those 4 bowlers that we just mentioned on Candlepin Skins. Don't forget, week 2 of our final qualifying series on Stars and Strikes. That'll be tomorrow at noon from Park Place Lanes. Until then, for Dan Murphy and the whole crew, I'm Doug Brown. Have a good weekend, everybody.